And welcome everybody to another y.W.c predictions as we get set for the pay-per-view Hell in a Cell. Only 8 matches currently are officially on the card. There may be a couple that'll be added later on. If they are, well, we're recording this on a Wednesday, so if they add them later on, they're going to be basically null and void in terms of our points situation. We have 5 people who have given their picks previous to this recording happening. You can check those down in the description. We're actually not going to spend the time on saying who picked what here on this video. You can just see them down in the description below. And we have 4 people, including myself here, that are going to be verbally giving you our picks live. First off, let me introduce Mr. Preston Plourd.
Hello, everybody!
That's actually his voice. We have Mr. Matt McIntyre.
Hello.
User was moved to your channel.
And we now have Trent Dunham. Hi, Trent. You made it
Sorry,
just...
I hope I'm not too late.
No, you made it just in time for introductions.
Oh, good. Well, hi.
And we also have Kev Shearer, the Brazilian nut hunter.
Oh, heck off. No, so, bang! Yo, it's me. It's Kev, Lord of Salt.
Yes, okay. KEV Salt Yoga. Coming soon to YouTube. Anyway. So, first off, let me just give you guys the gist of who is battling for what championship here for this pay-per-view. First off, we've got the World Championship. Preston Plourd, our current reigning champion, is going to be defending against Michael Norman, Trent Dunham, and Tim Fiegel. For the Intercontinental Championship, Levi McIntire is defending against James Shelly, Dillon Young, and Matt McIntyre. For the Cruiserweight Championship, Stephen Pollard III, who in his first pay-per-view won a championship, I still don't know how that happened, he's defending against Joshua Michaels, Kyle Mathews, Steve Rada, and Ryan George. And in the X Division Championship, Kev Shearer is putting up the title against Chris Dollerton, myself, and Dillon Poteet. So that's what our championship battles look like for Hell in a Cell. Like I said, there's only 8 matches on the card, so let's get right into it. Let's start first with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The New Day defending against Rusev Day. Rusev and Aiden English. Let's go right down the list. Preston, who have you got?
This is honestly a bit of a toughie. New Day could go on a longer run, and there's a possible chance Rusev Day could lose and turn heel. And Rusev Day had never held the titles, so probably going to regret this, but I'm going to say New Day to win.
All right. Kev.
I'm not gonna regret this. I don't think there's any chance that Rusev Day is going to win, because I really don't think they would have the New Day win the title on SmackDown because of one of the Bludgeon Brothers getting injured. And I don't really think they would have the New Day's reign be so short. So yeah, I'm gonna go with New Day as well, and not regret it unless they lose.
Okay, Matt.
I just think the New Day's been a tag team far longer than Rusev Day. They've got their system much more figured out, especially with all the drama that Rusev Day had recently. So I think it's just going to be the New Day as usual.
All right, Trent.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and just take a chance with this because, honestly, I really didn't even want the New Day to even be the champions again. I mean, because the only reason they even got it, like what they just, like what we just pointed out just a few seconds ago, that because of Rowan getting injured, or was it Harper? It was one of them. But anyway, I'm going to go with
This just in, Trent Dunham hates pancakes. Anyway, I'm going to go with New Day just basically because we know that the Bar is going to be battling for the titles at where is it? SmackDown Super Show, I think, right? Isn't that what they're calling it? And
Super Showdown.
the Super Showdown, yeah. And so I think that the New Day is going to be more of better opponents, I think, than Rusev Day. Is this where we're going to see Rusev Day break up? I don't know, but I'm going with the New Day.
Risk.
Hey, who knows? Maybe it'll pan out because everybody else is going with the New Day. All right, next matchup is the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defending against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Yes, none of the mid-card titles are being defended at Hell in a Cell, so yay. So, Preston, who you got?
For some reason, I don't see Seth Rollins holding on to both a tag team title and the Intercontinental title, so gonna say McIntyre and Ziggler to retain.
Kev.
I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of forgot that Seth Rollins has been holding the Intercontinental title with the events in the past few weeks.
Yeah, because he doesn't wear it out anymore.
Yeah, that's true as well. I think Drew and Dolph retain.
Okay, Matt.
Hang on, sorry, my roommate was being ridiculous.
Hello, roommate.
Honestly, I think I'd like to see McIntyre win it, just because it's similarly my last name, just spelled wrong. But I think Seth and Dean are just gonna take back over because, again, they've been a tag team longer. They know what they're doing more.
Trent.
Yeah. I really don't think that they're gonna have Rollins be a double champion again, because wasn't he a double champion when he was the WWE champion, the United States champion, like a couple of years back? So yeah, I really don't think that they're gonna do that again. So yeah, Ziggler and McIntyre retain.
Yeah, I'm also going with Ziggler and McIntyre for pretty much the same reason that you guys were saying, that with Rollins holding a title already, it doesn't make sense for them to have, unless they were doing like a storyline like they did with Rollins, it made sense, but now that it's basically the reformation of the Shield, no, it doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm going to go with McIntyre and Ziggler retaining as well. Next we move on to the, I think this is the only... No, it's not. Okay, we got two. Okay, so this is the first of two Hell in a Cell matches that's going to be taking place on the card. Jeff Hardy taking on Randy Orton. Preston, who you got?
I'm kind of stumped with this one. Maybe the feud can continue. Maybe this will be the end already, but... You know what? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to go with Randy Orton on this one.
Okay. Kev.
Not gonna lie, this one's probably the hardest match on the entire card to actually choose, because both. Well, I say both guys have looked strong. Jeff Hardy's really been the one getting the edge over the past few weeks. But still, I really don't quite know what to think about this match. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say Randy Orton wins.
Alrighty. Matt.
I think it's probably going to be Orton, because while Jeff has had the competitive edge, Randy has for sure had the mental edge. And I think that's going to be a factor in the Hell in a Cell match.
Trent.
Shot in the dark. Both Orton and Hardy, they've just been doing great promos over the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. And you know what? I'm gonna take another risk. I'm gonna say Hardy retains. I really think that Orton is really gonna put Hardy over, because I know this feud's been going on ever since Hardy dropped the title to Nakamura, and I really think Orton's gonna put him over at Hell in a Cell, because why else would they use a Hell in a Cell for just like a mid-card rivalry? So yeah, I think Hardy's gonna go over Orton.
Wait, Hardy retains. I don't see any gold on Hardy.
Just paint.
No. I'm saying that he's gonna like over the rivalry, because didn't Hardy lose like the last two pay-per-views in a row? So I think he's gonna get over on Orton on this one.
Yeah, I've been kind of back and forth on this one too, because obviously I'm assuming Jeff is still working injured, because he was working injured in the last pay-per-view at SummerSlam. And he was working injured when he was having the fight with Randy Orton that went out into the crowd, and he did the Swanton Bomb through the table. So I'm assuming he's still injured. I don't know if this is supposed to be like the swan song match for Jeff Hardy or something, for him to be then able to go and take a rest and heal up. But for me, with this being the first time that Hardy is actually going to be inside Hell in a Cell, it's his first matchup inside that structure. And I know that he did at least two, maybe three steel cage matches in TNA, and I know he was also a part of Lethal Lockdown at least twice and did a lot of stuff there. So, I think what they're going to do, they're going to have this kind of be Hardy's marquee match since returning. I think he's going to win, and then probably that's going to be like his kind of swan song match that he was able to win a Hell in a Cell match. I think Orton will be okay still. I think then they'll maybe start having him and Nakamura feud. But I think for Hardy being the first time he's inside Hell in a Cell, I think having him win would really be a big thing. And I think we're gonna see like a swanton bomb off the top of the Hell in a Cell or something like that. So I'm gonna go with Jeff Hardy. Moving on to the next matchup. And why they added in Maurice and Brie to this feud, I don't know. This makes no sense. It was a lot better than it was just Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. But it's Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella taking on The Miz and Maurice. Oh boy, guys, it's WrestleMania from last year all over again. The husband-wife or husband-significant other, whatever, duo. But, Preston, who you got?
Considering Miz won their previous match at SummerSlam, I don't think he's going to go two in a row, even with Maurice in tow. So, I'm going to say D-Bry and Brie to win.
Kev.
This isn't going to be a good match. I'm going to go with yes mode just because somebody has to win.
Yes mode. I like that name. Okay, Matt.
I can't take credit for that name. I found it on Reddit. But...
I think it's gonna be Daniel and Brie just because, one, especially they mentioned Tuesday that Maurice had just come back, and she'd been away for like 2,000 days, so I don't think she's anywhere near ready for a match like this.
Trent.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Daniel Bryan and Brie as well because I really don't think they'll have Miz like go over Daniel Bryan two pay-per-views in a row.
And I'm also going to go with Daniel Bryan and Brie as well. It's kind of interesting that they've had Brie and Daniel go over for the last two SmackDowns because usually it's whoever goes over ends up losing at the pay-per-view, but it's kind of interesting they've had that team have the momentum heading into the pay-per-view, which everybody that has made picks both here and made them previously before this have actually picked them to win. So it seems like it's pretty clear what's going to be happening there.
It's yes mode versus the It Couple.
Okay. Okay, next up we got the SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair defending against Becky Lynch. We know what the sentimental favorite is, but who's the realistic favorite, Preston?
This is another one of the really hard ones. I mean, Becky has said before there's some creative frustrations going on, but she hasn't had the title in a long time. Charlotte's held it plenty of times. So, I feel like this is a leap of faith, but I'm going to go for it and try and stick it. I'm going to say Becky to win.
Okay, Kev?
This ain't very hard for me at all. Charlotte. There's a couple reasons that I won't go into this video, but I don't think Becky's gonna win the title, maybe ever again.
Okay. Matt.
I think Becky's gonna get Charlotte back for the last pay-per-view. She really wasn't happy, and I think she's gonna use that to her advantage, and the straight fire is gonna come hard.
Trent.
As much as I would love Becky to win, I honestly don't think. And with Evolution also coming up next month, I feel like that she's gonna get one more shot and she's gonna get the title at Evolution. So as much as I hate to say it, I think Charlotte's gonna retain at Hell in a Cell.
Well, I'm gonna go right off the heels of what Trent said because they have said that the Evolution pay-per-view card has been leaked. I've gotten to see it, and according to it, if it is actually legit, Becky Lynch is going to be battling with Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Evolution. And if that's the case, I think with this being a pay-per-view, Charlotte always seems to win the pay-per-view matches. I mean, whenever she was feuding with Sasha Banks would win it on the following Raw, but then Charlotte would always win it back during a pay-per-view. And that's why I picked Charlotte when we went to SummerSlam, because it was a pay-per-view. So I think Charlotte's going to retain here, and I think they may have like a special moment at Evolution where Becky Lynch will take the title from Charlotte. But for now, I think Charlotte's going to win. Moving on to the next one, and this may be the easiest match on the card. It's the Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey defending against Alexa Bliss. Preston, who we got?
Can't we all say it on 3?
Why
No,
not?
we're just okay, fine.
3, 2, 1.
2.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda
Ronda
Rousey.
Rousey.
Ronda.
Okay, moving on to the next match. Okay, so next matchup we've got this one. This one I thought was a difficult choice. We got the WWE Championship between AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Preston, who you got?
Well, this is their second match in a row for the title. But I think they're going to keep the belt on AJ until he gets at least a year of a reign. So, I mean, Joe hasn't held any gold, but I don't think his time's coming yet. I'm going to say AJ to win.
All right, Kev.
Just a random note here. I saw a meme on either Instagram or Facebook. When you pull up at a Wendy's and they get your order wrong, oh Wendy! And that's now all I can think. That's now all I can think about when I see this feud going on SmackDown. As far as the actual match goes, I really wouldn't be upset if either of these guys win because I love both these guys. As far as predictions' sake, heck it, Samoa Joe.
Okay, Matt.
I think Samoa's made it a little too personal, and AJ's gonna make him pay big time. So AJ.
Trent.
Well, it's like another shot in the dark. Well, not really. I mean, they're still promoting WWE 2K19, which is probably going to release like either next month or like literally at the first week of November. And AJ Styles, he is the cover star, and they're still promoting the game. So I think AJ is going to keep the title probably until Survivor Series, maybe. So yeah, I'm going to say that AJ Styles retains.
2K19 is gonna suck. I can guarantee it.
Okay. I also just want to put a little disclaimer out there. I made a mistake. I said that Charlotte and Becky Lynch were going to be battling for the championship again at Evolution. That's wrong. They're actually going to be battling for the championship again at the SmackDown Super Showdown or whatever you call it.
Super Showdown.
Is it just Super Showdown?
Just Super
Okay,
Showdown.
just the Super Showdown. That they're going to be battling for the title again. So with my feeling that Becky Lynch is going to get the title then, with everybody I've predicted up to this point, I have all the champions retaining. You have to have some kind of a title change to make the pay-per-view at least kind of stand out. I think this is where you're going to see the title change. I think Samoa Joe is going to take the title from AJ Styles because AJ Styles and Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship is on the card for Super Showdown. So I think that that's going to allow them to have that other matchup. If Samoa Joe takes the title, AJ Styles is able to invoke his rematch clause. I think that there's got to be some place where there's a title change, and based on my previous predictions, I think this is where it's going to take place. So I'm going with Samoa Joe to take the championship. And then we have the final matchup here, Universal Championship match. It's the second of two Hell in a Cell matches. This one is for the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Strowman cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase quotes. And we have a special guest referee as well in this. Randomly, Mick Foley chosen to be the special guest referee in this matchup. Preston, who have we got?
I don't know if Mick Foley's going to screw someone over or whatever, but I don't think Braun Strowman is going to be added to the list of those who have failed to cash in and win, but this is a lot of scenarios to think of here. Jesus Christ. I mean, maybe Braun Strowman could be added to the list. I don't know, but I'm just... screw it. I think it'll be Roman. I'm very reluctant in saying that, but I'm going for it. Going with Roman.
All right, Kev.
Yeah, I think Strowman is going to join the list of people who have failed to talk to me great. I think Strowman is going to join the list of people who have cashed in and failed because, I really don't get why they turned Braun heel because he's just going to be fed to Roman Reigns. So yeah, Roman wins. LOL.
Matt.
Surprisingly, I'm going out. Sounds like I'm going out on a limb, but I just think the monster among men is just gonna. Roman will make it a fight, but the monster is still gonna win. Is my prediction.
All right, Trent.
When Strowman said that he was gonna cash in, like face to face and publicly, like that he's not gonna try any sneaky tactics. Like I just knew that WWE is gonna find some way to screw this up. And as much as I want Strowman to win, I don't see him going over. I mean, it's freaking Roman Reigns, and he literally just got the title at SummerSlam. So I really don't see WWE making him lose it literally a month later. So I gotta go with Roman Reigns. As much as I would love to see Strowman kick his ass, but no, it's not gonna happen.
I'm also going to go with Roman Reigns for two reasons. Number one, the last time that somebody announced they were cashing in at a pay-per-view was John Cena. What happened? He lost. So I think they're going to go down that same road with Braun Strowman. And secondly, if they were going to build up Braun Strowman to look like an actual person that would be, able to take the title away from Roman Reigns, they wouldn't have had him in a faction with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre needing backup. I mean, if you're a monster, you don't need to have a faction. I mean, let's put it this way. They would have had him being able to tear the Shield apart in a 3-on-1. So the fact that he had to have backup and everything, they've kind of humanized him, and so I just don't see, with the way that they've built him up heading into this matchup, I don't see in any way that he's going to be able to take the title. So I'm going with Roman Reigns.
And if I may correct you, Seth,
Cena
cashed in on Raw 1000 in 2012, not a pay-per-view.
Oh, it was Raw 1000. Okay, my apologies. Still, he announced he was going to cash in at a certain place, though. He didn't. It wasn't an element of surprise.
I guess you could say that Braun Strowman is more like a Scooby-Doo monster.
So, who's disguised as him?
Kane.
Kane.
It's Kane. It's gotta be Kane.
Oh, son of a bleep.
Alright, well that's gonna do it for our predictions here for Hell in a Cell. I have no idea what the next pay-per-view is that's going to be coming up, but whenever it comes up, you'll get...
next month is both the Super Showdown and Evolution.
Okay, so those are the two we got coming up? Okay. We'll probably give predictions for...
Those, but,
is the Showdown a pay-per-view?
Technically, yes.
I thought it was just like a... I thought it was kind of like Saudi Arabia, like a glorified house show.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking as well.
Oh, we might still do predictions for that because I think we did predictions for the Saudi Arabia one. So.
No, we did not. We did not do predictions for Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, okay.
No, we did not.
All right, then maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. It'll all depend. But again, if you want to see everybody else's predictions, check down in the description below and check on Facebook on Monday to see if we have any new champions or who retains or anything like that. I should also point out, too, we have no bonus points for anybody going into this one, so it's basically in every single one of the divisions, whoever has the most points ends up either getting or retaining the championship. So, aside from that, anything you guys want to say before we sign off?
Where's the caveman?
He's in Brazil. You'll never find him.
Oh, heck off.
This isn't WWE related, but I'm just so upset that McMurray is leaving the one.
McFlurry.
Don't worry, we'll get...
Side note, I did look
cheer you up,
when
Trent,
2K19
and some sun
was
chips.
coming out. It is October 5th.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next episode of y.W.c Predictions. Till then, so long.
Bye.
Ciao.
See ya.
Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful time.
Welcome to Brazil.
Heck off.